What's going on, vinyl community? It's LJ, and today I answered the calling, and you know the calling I'm talking about, right? It's the thrift store calling. And what kicked it all off was I did pop in one thrift store and unbelievably turned up a copy of The Stabilizers' Tyranny. This is an album that VC member Lazarus showed in a recent video, and just hearing it in the background, I was instantly hooked. Hooked to the point that I do something I rarely do. Immediately ordered a copy. I could not wait to own this. So here it is on vinyl. And this was Lazarus's response to fellow VC member Greeno22's thread, One and Done. Not only is it amazing, but never in a million years did I expect to find it a few days later on cassette. And had it not been for Lazarus, I would have walked right by it. So, thank you, brother. Stabilizers aside, although I highly recommend it, you know the calling. You drive by the thrift store and it says, stop. So you listen. And why not? Because what I'm about to show you is just an unbelievable pile of albums that are all in phenomenal condition. Total damage, 10 bucks. Unreal. So again, just to avoid saying it throughout as we go through these, and man, I cannot wait to show these to you guys. The jackets are all in pretty nice shape. The vinyl on all of these must have come from the same collection because they're all strong, let's go gold mine, strong VG++, or near mint. Somewhere in between there. Just great stuff. A lot of this, duplicates, that might be some upgrades to some stuff I already have, so I'll work to kind of work mine out and work these in, bump them up against each other. And some I may put out there for VCLT or trade, who knows, but we'll see how things go. And some are blind buys, I'll point them out. First, a grail in the pile. Here's an album I've looked for forever, have not been able to find a decent copy at a decent price. Until today, Bowie's The Man Who Sold the World. Super excited to get that into my collection. One of few Bowie LPs I'm missing. Believe it or not, Aladdin Sane is another. Here's another one that, unfortunately, accepting the autograph from former owner Andy Hill, Pharoah Sanders, Them Be. Oh, just absolutely amazing, amazing, amazing jazz album on Impulse. This is an album that I've been waiting to get for a long time, but unfortunately, not only did Andy Hill also autograph the beautiful Impulse label, damn it, but this is an album I haven't been able to touch for south of 30 bucks. It's ridiculous, it's amazing, and funnily enough, the first track here is Astral Traveling, and I first heard of Pharoah Sanders from fellow VC member, Astral Traveler. Let's see, moving on. This was something of a blind buy, as this is Tony Carey, and I've never heard this album. This is Tony Carey's debut LP, Some Tough City. It's a promotional copy, but I knew Tony Carey as the lead singer, synthesizer player, guitar player, bass player of Planet P. And this is an album I had played in a recent video, and I just got a tremendous amount of PMs and comments and questions asking what was the track I had used in the intro of the video, and it was Why Me from side 2 of Planet P. So this being from 1983, and that was already mine, so I was pretty excited when I saw Tony Carey's debut solo album in that stack. Moving on, here's Renaissance, Turn of the Cards. I only have one other Renaissance LP in my collection, and I like them alright enough to pick them up this inexpensively when I find them. Here's an interesting one. Here's Introducing the Beatles. So all sorts of stories about this one, right? Which pressing is it? Which one do you have? So you notice the columns on the back. You don't see Please Please Me here, so you know it's super early. Pull it out. It's also in stellar condition, almost too good. And then you pull it out this way, and you can see you have the VJ in brackets, the Rainbow Band. This record is near mint, and it doesn't have Please Please Me. So I was doing some research, and besides being one of the most faked albums in the history of vinyl, early research would appear that anytime the Beatles is below the spindle hole with the title of the record above the spindle hole, you probably have a fake on your hands. So I will continue researching this and trying to determine what pressing it is. I do have a few other earlier pressings of this album as well, but this one just seems to be in too good of a shape to be real, so I'm not going to get my hopes up that I have the $10,000 grail here. I don't think it's going to work out that way, but it was still cool, and even if it's a fake, it's neat, and it's my fake. The Outlaws. I love outlaw country, and this answers that question I always get. LJ, do you like country? Yeehaw. especially outlaw country. And that's cool. So you got Waylon Jennings, Willie Nelson, Jesse Coulter, and I'll make a country video sometime shortly. Back on with the super cheap finds. We'll just call them quarter finds because that's about what it works out to. Here's a gorgeous copy of Mahavishnu Orchestra, Birds of Fire. I wanted this album for a long time. Here's something of a blind buy. Late 60s Psych B4, Brian Auger in the Trinity. I did play this briefly. I just started cleaning these up. Inevitably, the white cover gets dirty, but I think we can clean that up. Cannot wait to hear that. Here is a late 60s Circus Maximus. So again, late 60s Psych on Vanguard. This was still in the shrink, albeit very, very dirty shrink. So that kept the cover absolutely gorgeous all these years. That was new. Here's one that I already have, and this might be an upgrade. This is Country Joe and the Fish. I feel like I'm fixing to die. I already have this album, so this might be an upgrade. Some great Vietnam protest songs and just overall insane silliness on this album. I don't think it has the fish game that's supposed to be in it, but my copy doesn't either. And, oh, I can go play with fish if I want to play with fish, forget it. Here's two that were in this box, and I shot, I sent Greeno a picture. I was like, this is crazy, here we go again. And his advice, I was kind of hoping he'd talk me out of it, was just buy him out. Thanks much. Here is Cream, Israeli Gears, stellar condition, mine's not that nice, and Wheels of Fire. Back to back, same box, ended up being a quarter a piece. Here's Procol Harum, A Salty Dog. This is one I don't have, and I absolutely love Robin Trower to death, so I'm super excited to have this. Delaney and Bonnie, Home. I have one of their other LPs. It's on tour with Eric Clapton, but I don't have this one, and this is a promotional copy, which was very cool. Carrying on the country rock. Here's Nitty Gritty Dirt Band, Uncle Charlie and his dog Teddy. Again, nice condition. This just blew me away. I have probably 4 or 5 copies of this album already, but anytime I see them out in the wild and they're reasonably priced, and how's a quarter for reasonably priced, I always grab them. What I was really impressed by is not only is it the copy with the custom labels, which is always super nice, but this was 100% complete. Here's the poster. And the other poster. There, you can unfold this one. There's one poster and the other. So just unbelievable. I mean, it rarely turns up for, you know, at record stores for 15 plus without the posters and in terrible condition. And that one's complete. Silly. Emerson, Lake and Palmer, pictures at an exhibition. I did not have this LP. LJ did not have this LP. Well, you do now. Woohoo! Let's see. Also, okay, I really like the early Moody Blues. The first 5 or 6 albums are just stellar psych rock masterpieces. And here's On the Threshold of a Dream. This one is 100% nicer than mine. Mine's full of ringwear and falling apart. Mountains Nantucket Sleigh Ride. Let's see. The bottom of the jacket is coming open a bit, which I don't really care. I believe this is the same pressing as mine, and my jacket is nice, but my vinyl, and isn't that Windfall label gorgeous? Is so weak, it's scratchy, and this one's near mint. Total upgrade. Still has the booklet, not covered in, colored in. So that'll be a great upgrade. Here's one I wasn't too sure about. This is the Blues Project. So this is the band's reunion in Central Park in 1973. And just one look at the back cover and seeing Danny Cobb and Al Cooper, I knew it was an album I had to have. Al Cooper, of course, from Blood, Sweat and Tears, and some of the other members as well. Fantastic stuff. Here is yet another copy of Derek and the Dominoes Layla. I will rescue this from infamy any and every time I see it. The albums are in stellar condition, and it's a killer album. Here's a copy of an album I actually just sent to Garner, BC member, Garage Rock Truck Stop. This is Live at the Fillmore. This is a fantastic album. And Garner, if you watch this and by the time you get yours, you're not happy with it, let me know, and I'll just send you this copy, because this one's in great shape. And this is on the Pink Capricorn label. I already have a couple really, really nice pressings of this album, and it's an essential. So if you don't got it, get it. Alice Cooper, Love It to Death. Again, vinyl in absolutely fantastic shape, and a total upgrade from mine. The Doors, Waiting for the Sun, in that horribly terrible Unipack sleeve. Got me. Nice album though. This was another blind buy. This is from a band called Chase, and it's Enea's second album and Chase first album. I did listen to some sound clips on YouTube, and there's one out there for the first song on side 4, which is Chronos Saturn. So if you want to go check that out, please do. I thought this was going to be like a horn rock, but it seems like something much more dark and mischievous than that. Very cool. And then the last 2 that were in that box that I picked up for $0.25 a piece. 2 more copies of In the Court of the Crimson King. Why? I already have a couple copies of this and they're in great shape. But these are just way too beautiful to leave behind that inexpensively. And when I can either have a second near mint copy as a backup or send some of these out either via trade or VCLT, I'm gonna grab them. And that's how the story goes, folks. So I was talking to Greeno at the time, and you know, this particular thrift store usually gets 50 cents a piece per album. And last time I was in there, somebody picked up this huge bin of like Italian DJ singles. And I was like, oh my god, they're crazy. There must be 300 in there. Yikes. So, $150, right? So they went up to the counter and he said, blah, blah, blah. He was talking to him, and then I saw them ring up 30 bucks, 35 bucks. It's like, okay, this Goodwill deals. All right. So I went up with my handful of records, and I put them down on the counter, and they said, wow, you like vinyl? Yeah, a little. And I said, can I make you an offer on the stack? And they said, sure, go ahead. He said, 10 bucks. And they said, no problem. So there was this, plus a few tapes and a couple other things in the pile that I didn't show. So overall, it should have been double that easily. So it was $10 for the entire stack, which I thought was absolutely amazing. And it just goes to show you, you gotta pop in, you gotta dig, you gotta answer the call, because sometimes it pays off. That's it for me. Hope everyone in the VC is doing well. Take care, guys, and I'll talk to you soon. Ciao.